Greetings from South Korea. I am Adang, Arirang News AI anchor. Here is the news making headlines today. South Korea's central bank has held its benchmark interest rate steady at 2.5%. The Bank of Korea announced the decision this morning following the first Monetary Policy Committee meeting of the year. The decision reflects concerns over the current weakness of the Korean won against the dollar. The wide interest rate gap with the United States has given the BOK little room for further cuts, with inflation risks from a weaker won reinforcing the decision to hold rates. This marks the bank's fifth straight rate freeze since it cut rates by a quarter point in May last year. The government says it will improve business regulations to address the challenges faced by small and medium-sized businesses. This from the policy coordination meeting held at the government complex Seoul on Thursday, where the government said it will prioritize improving a total of 79 regulatory tasks. Prime Minister Kim Min-seok said this is to make regulations better aligned with the situation on the ground. He added that the government will reform 67 government certification systems to ease the burden on businesses. Unionized bus drivers in Seoul have reached a wage agreement with management, ending a two-day strike that caused widespread commuter disruption across the capital. Seoul city officials said the deal was finalized late Wednesday during a special mediation session at the Seoul branch of the National Labor Relations Commission following marathon overnight negotiations. The strike began Tuesday after pay talks broke down, marking the first walkout by Seoul bus drivers in 2 years. At the height of the disruption on Wednesday morning, just 562 of more than 7,000 intracity buses were operating, roughly 8% of normal service. Full service resumed across Seoul starting Thursday morning. The United States will halt immigrant visa processing for citizens of 75 countries over concerns that applicants could rely on public assistance after entry. The U.S. State Department on Wednesday ordered consular officers worldwide to suspend immigrant visa applications starting January 21st, although a full list of countries has yet to be released. The move follows a broader order issued in November, tightening public charge rules, and builds on immigration and travel restrictions covering nearly 40 countries, including Brazil, Iran, Russia, and Somalia. The suspension does not apply to non-immigrant visas, such as tourist or business travel, but a separate directive instructed embassies to screen many temporary visa applicants for potential public benefits use, placing the burden of proof on applicants. In Iran, authorities have temporarily closed most of the country's airspace on Wednesday, signaling heightened security concerns as a deadly crackdown on nationwide protests continues. A notice posted on the Federal Aviation Administration website said, Iran barred all flights except approved international arrivals and departures starting at 5:15 p.m. Eastern Time, with the restrictions set to last at least until 7:30 p.m., and possibly longer. Meanwhile, the U.S.-based human rights activist news agency reports that at least 2,500 demonstrators have been killed over the past 17 days of unrest. The group said more than 18,000 people have been detained. It is relying on activist networks inside Iran for those figures, as independent verification remains impossible due to a nationwide internet blackout. Iran's judiciary has publicly called for rapid trials and possible executions of those arrested, warning of swift punishment to deter further protests. Against that backdrop, President Donald Trump said he had been told that the executions would stop, though he said he would need to confirm this. That is all from me today. Thank you for watching.